Alright, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about, what's the ASVAB test. If you're interested about joining the military, this is usually the first thing that you have to do before even anything else, right? So, what's the ASVAB test? Is it important? What's inside the test? We're going to cover everything you need to know about the ASVAB. I've personally taken it. I'm currently in the military, so I think I can give you, some helpful insight. And without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so now what's the ASVAB test? What is it? What does it mean? What's it stand for? ASVAB stands for Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. And pretty much what it is, it's a highly researched, developed test that the Department of Defense put together. And this test is also timed, so you do not have all the time in the world to, take this test. You can't, really have time to really think things through all the way to the fullest extent because it is timed. So it's something that you kind of have to, answer with urgency. Some questions are multiple choice. So for those questions, just take your best guess and whatnot. Also, let me look at my notes. It's multi-aptitude, which pretty much just means that there's 8 different subtopics on the test, and we're gonna get through those as well later on in the video. But pretty much it's just an overall generalized test that tests you in different subtopics, subcategories that could be pertained to the military, just to help you find out, what job could be the best for you. Alright, now the next thing I want to talk about, is the ASVAB test important? For me, I never really studied for it. I never took it too serious. I just knew that it was needed. It was a requirement to, help me get into the military. So I didn't know the importance of it. I didn't know, everything about it like I kind of do now. I don't know everything about it. I just know a little bit more than, what I knew in high school. But is the ASVAB test important? Should you study for it? Things like that. And I would say it is very, very, very important. Pretty much because the scores that you get on that ASVAB test, obviously depends on, how high you score in each category. If you're, super smart with, electronical information, or a lot about mechanical information, or you're good at word knowledge and stuff like that, or mathematics, you can excel in certain categories which have different jobs available depending on how high you score. But pretty much the higher you score on your ASVAB test, the better job selection that you get. But not only is it just your job selection, but your bonuses that's offered to you when you enlist. For me, I had an enlistment bonus. That was pretty nice. So, I do recommend, pick something that you are interested in. Don't just take a job just because you want to leave, because, how long your contract is, whether it's 3, 4, 5, no, not even 5, it's 3, 4, 6, or 8 years. So just choose wisely, pick a job that's interesting to you at least, and also try to get a job with an enlistment bonus. Sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not, but like I said, the better your ASVAB test score is, the more enlistment bonuses and cash bonuses you get for your enlistment. So like I said, it is very important. I would take it seriously if you are serious about joining the military, and also realize that even if you take it one time and your score happens to not be as good as you want it to be, you can always retake it. So if you do get a bad score, don't stress about it. It's not really worth it, because you're always going to be able to retake it. They're not going to tell you, no, you cannot take this test. So like I said, just take it seriously. It's very important. So alright, now I want to talk about what's inside the ASVAB test. Many people know it's a test. They don't know what's inside of it, how it's ran, and stuff like that. They do not know what to expect, I should say. So I got it written down here on my handy dandy notes. And so there's 8 subtopics, subcategories, or whatever you want to call it, right? There's 8 main topics that are in the test. First one is arithmetic reading. The second one is going to be word knowledge. Third one is paragraph comprehension. The fourth one is mathematic knowledge. The fifth one is general science. Sixth one is electronic information. Seventh is auto and shop information. And the eighth and final one is mechanical comprehension. So don't get overwhelmed by it. Like I said, there is 8 sub categories, and obviously, you know, we're not all gonna be good at all of them, right? You might be the lucky one, right? But generally speaking, there's gonna be people that, you know, are better in 1, you know, 2 subcategories that really excel, you know, whether they're good at math or reading or, you know, science and stuff like that. So like I said previously, do not stress about getting a bad score, because you can always retake it. And then also another thing is that once you do take your once you do take your test, you do get your summary and the results of that test, and it'll tell you how you performed in each, you know, subtopic, subcategory. So if you do have a job that you're interested in, I would get with a recruiter. Even if you don't know the exact job, just the field, right? Whether it's medical field, or you want to be a mechanic, or you want to work on tanks, or you want to be infantry, or, you know, whatever you are kind of interested in, and you take your ASVAB test, just see what's available to you, right? And if you need a better score to get a better job that you are more interested in, then I would suggest just studying, you know, that category that you didn't perform well in. Let's say you want to be a mechanic, right? But there's a certain type of mechanic that you want to be and you need a higher score. Just study the mechanic portion of that test. You do not need to know all of the other stuff if you just want to be a mechanic. So it's not about really knowing. I think it's more important knowing what you want to do instead of just trying to get a super high score in all of them, right? Because it's going to be more stressful, a lot harder, and stuff like that. So like I said, these are just my advice. You know, it's important, very important. Make sure you study for the test. Now you know what's inside the test. There's also sample tests that you can take for the ASVAB. I'll link that down below in the description box if you just want to see, you know, what are some of the questions like that might be on the test, or at least pretty close to it, just so you have a generalized idea. But it is important to take the actual test to familiarize, you know, what's on the test, how it's ran, and stuff like that. So like I said, you know, just take these sample tests if you really are curious about it. I'll link it down in this description box below. But, you know, and one more thing I want to talk about is, you know, where do you take the ASVAB? And you can get with a recruiter at any military branch, whether if you want to be Army, you know, Air Force. Go to a recruiting office for the branch that you want to join, or you could just go to any recruiting office, because they all require the ASVAB test. But you can either take it at your school, at MEPS. So MEPS is the way you go with your recruiter. They'll probably take you to MEPS to take it. Or if you have it at your school, a lot of people, like for me, at my school, they had the ASVAB test, and I took it there, and that's where I got my score. So either check with your career counselor at your school, or if they don't have it, if you talk to everybody and they seem to not have that, then definitely just talk to a recruiter to take the test. And yeah, so without further ado, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, go ahead and drop a like. You know, comment any questions, comments, concerns that you may have about the military, or just anything you want to know in general. I'll try my best to answer, right? And yeah, if you made it to this far, you should definitely subscribe. I will be dropping more videos that are fitness, military, and vlog related. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you. Peace.